This is the Election Bureau. Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the Citi Prime News. The news is live from our studios at number 11, Dr. Martin Lupin at Abraka, Accra. My name is Ajuatin Kramadomina. Coming up this afternoon, special voting underway across 14 regions as Ghana heads to the polls in 5 days.
The process is going on smoothly. There's no challenges so far. I'm really impressed. I pray that it continue like that on Saturday when the general public comes out to cast their ballot.
Also coming up on the campaign trail, New Patriotic Party and National Democratic Congress upbeat about final rallies scheduled for Thursday at Medina and Legon, all in the Greater Accra region. What measures have been put in place to ensure maximum security?
All arrangements leading to this particular rally has been done. I don't think that is going to bring any difficulty at all.
We are not at war. The friendly differentiation, it will not lead into any altercation.
Still in the bulletin, Ghana Journalists Association vows to reject any attempt by Electoral Commission to place a cap on journalists covering the elections.
If the EC is not going to cooperate with us on this matter, we will only return those 4,500 cards back to them.
And later in the bulletin, NHIA board chair assures of sustainability of free dialysis initiative as hospitals across the country begin implementation.
If the condition is accepted onto the benefit package, then by law it is established. We have every confidence that this is going to be sustainable.
We have details of these and more stories coming your way in 30 minutes. Remember, the news is live across the globe on citynewsroom.com. Around the country, we're live on a number of affiliate stations in the Upper West region. This is Tumpani 88.5 FM in Nadoli, Jirapa 96.1 FM. In Upper East, this is Recast 92.1 FM in Bongo Namo. In the Northern region, you can find us on North Star Radio 92.1 in Tamale. In Northeast, we are on Nobia FM 98.1 FM in Nalerigu. In the Western region, this is Beach 105.5 FM and Sky 93.5 FM, both in Takrady. In the Ashanti region, we are on Focus 94.3 FM in Kumasi and Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi. Please stay for details.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
We're grateful for your company this afternoon. Welcome to the Election Bureau. Now, this afternoon, over 130,000 Ghanaians are casting their ballots today in a special voting exercise ahead of the December 7 general election. The exercise gives participants who are expected to play crucial roles on election day the opportunity to cast their ballots early and ensure the availability for December 7. Now, ahead of today's process, the Electoral Commission announced that the vote in eastern and western regions have been postponed to Thursday due to some challenges. Let's take you across some centers to see how the exercise is progressing. And we start from the Ododo constituency in Accra, when the NDC candidate Alfred Ni Kote Ashi is alleging vote buying by the NPP in the ongoing exercise.
Last night, we have organized people, officers and whatever, giving them packages of rice and oil and all those stuff, and giving them monies to induce them. And trust me, most of them, when they left the place, they called me. And most of them, they called, say, "Oh, my friend, me, hear me, oh, new office, oh, when now, they are mammy, share. I'm going to say, Jimmy. Now, bra, my brain, Miss me, or Mao, me, one no more. Me, Beji, win Frank, or Tuna, or Mani, say, I'm in a mumble brain. And this is the feedback that keep coming. So, the people know how well I've related to them. They know how much I have served them with my little. And they appreciate the fact that if I get a better opportunity, I'll do it better. That I, Ashikoto, will not wait till elections before I recognize that they exist. I've built a very good relationship with them. And that is what they are looking at now. So I'm too much assured. God willing, the victory is ours.
So that's the NDC's parliamentary candidate for Ododo Diodio, Alfred Nikote Ashi. Let's now go live there now and speak to Nia Aikwe Okain. He's reporting for us. Aikwe, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Now, do we have a response from the NPP on this allegation so far?
Good
afternoon, Ajua. So we are yet to hear from the NPP parliamentary candidate Abdul Manaf Soa on these allegations raised by the NDC parliamentary candidate for Ododo Alfred Nikote Ashi. He's yet to appear at the voting center to comment on these issues. We are expecting that in no time he would appear here also to monitor the exercise. But so far, it's been a calm exercise. It's been a smooth one so far. We had an engagement with the electoral officer who told us that as at 11:20, about 220 of these special voters had cast their vote out of the total number of 530. So we are expecting that by the end of polls, at least quite a substantial number of these special voters, which comprises of electoral officers themselves, as well as media personnel and security officers, would have cast their vote.
Very well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's Niaikwe Okai. He's our reporter at Ododo constituency, bringing us up to speed with the process over there. But let's go to Dome-Kwabenya constituency, where the NDC's candidate Faustina Elikplim Akurugu has expressed confidence in winning the parliamentary seat for the first time in the history of the constituency for the NDC.
Every election year, we change a candidate. And so this is the first time we have repeated a candidate. And so it's looking good, because, in politics, sympathy votes counts or play into politics. Most of the places I go, people tell me that last year they didn't have the opportunity to vote for me. But me coming back the second time, they are going to give it to me. And then looking at the hard work we have done across the entire constituency, right from Abokobi, Ablaje, Agbogba, Shoman, Atomic, to Domi East, Domi West, Taifa South, Taifa North. I think we have crisscrossed the whole constituency, and the ground is looking good. And I'm optimistic that this time round, I'll take the seat for the first time for the NDC.
Well, you heard there Faustina Elikplim Akurugu, she's NDC's parliamentary candidate for Dome-Kwabenya. Well, the NPP in the constituency is also cautioning individuals planning to cause violence during this period to desist from doing so, warning that offenders will face severe legal consequences if found by authorities. The party's parliamentary candidate, Michael Aaron Okoye Jr., spoke to City News.
For me, I believe that this election can go peaceful as long as both parties commit to doing the right thing. I mean, what is the reason that anybody can come here to attempt to snatch a ballot box? As for that, whether you are NDC, MPP, CPP, PNC, whatever, the police must deal with you. They must arrest you and put you in and arraign you before court. They must arraign you before court, and then I think that your jail sentence should be one of the fastest in the courts. You should be jailed for maybe about 3 months, so you learn sense, because there's no point. Just look at what is going on. So everything is going on fantastic. I think that we should just stick to the rules. We all saw the elections in America. Yes, there were 1 or 2 issues somewhere, but yes, 1 or 2. We can avoid it. Go and vote and go home. And all those people who are bringing macho people to come and cause any mayhem, may it fall on themselves.
NPP parliamentary candidate for Dome-Kwabenya, Michael Aaron Okoye Jr. From Dome-Kwabenya, we move to Ablekuma Central constituency, and the parliamentary candidate for the NPP there, Jefferson Saki, has also called for calm and peaceful conduct during the special voting exercise.
There is no need to fight. There's no need to be aggressive when somebody is voting, and it is an expression of opinion that this is the person that we want to lead Ghana at this particular point in time. This is the person that we want to lead Ablekuma Central constituency at this point in time. You go, to the polls, you cast your ballot, you go home, you come back to the polling station to see the counting process, and then at the end of the day, the Electoral Commission will make a declaration of who the next president of the Republic will be and who the various members of Parliament are going to be in the various constituencies. So my advice to the youth is that this is a very simple process. There is no need to fight. We should all work together as one people, ensuring that 2024 is successful and smooth.
That's the NPP's parliamentary candidate for Ablekuma Central, Jefferson Saki. Let's do one more stop in the Greater Accra region before we move away from the region. Let's go to Lejokuku constituency now, and Akosia Oche is standing by for us. Akosia, good afternoon. Thank you for your time. Have the two parliamentary candidates been there so far? Hello, Akosia, can you hear me? Right, we don't appear to have Akosia Oche on the line, but we will reconnect with her and bring you updates from the Lejokuku constituency where she is reporting from. Let's try that one more time. Akosia, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. If you're on, can you tell me whether or not we've had the two parliamentary candidates in the constituency come around yet? Okay, we don't have Akosia, but we'll try that. But let's move on to the Ashanti region now and speak to our correspondent Hafiz Tijani. Before we do that, the incumbent member of parliament for Inshaeso in the Ashanti region, Dr. Stephen Amwa, has expressed optimism about the party's chances of emerging victorious in the upcoming polls. Speaking to Citi News during his visit to the special voting center at his constituency, Dr. Amwa noted that he had initial fears about the party's fortunes in the polls, but all his fears have been allayed following the recent overwhelming support from the people of the Ashanti region.
But in Ashanti region, I've been doing politics for almost 30 years. I've been very actively involved in politics. I'm telling you, June, it was very much scary. But as I'm talking to you now, MPP is winning. I mean, it's clear. Look, having been moving around Kumasi, when you move along a street with your campaign, what you do is maybe get 10 shops. One of them will throw you off, or will not, two will not mind you. Then you know it's risky. But now, almost every shop in Kumasi here that I have visited, I have passed in front. I mean, the excitement, the hope, they've seen clearly the difference now. So we are winning, no doubt.
You heard that the Member of Parliament for the Inshaeso constituency and the parliamentary candidate for the NPP in the area, Dr. Stephen Amwa. Let's stay in the Ashanti region now and speak to Hafiz Tijani. He's our man there. Hafiz, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. What can you report so far from your rounds in the region?
Well, so I have been to the Subin constituency where the polling center is located at the police headquarters in the Ashanti region. And I have moved to the Bantama Methodist Church, which is the center for the Bantama constituency. Then the Swami police station for the Swami constituency. Then the Old Tafo Methodist Church, which is the center for the Old Tafo constituency. Then to the Mensha South St. Anne's Primary School, which is the polling center for the Mensha South constituency. And so far, the process has been smooth. You don't have a report of officers getting their names missing at most of the centers. Most of them were coming so early. So in the morning, the queues were long because a lot of the officers were on duty at their various stations. So they had come to vote and then leave the place and back to their duty post. And some of them are also coming in now at some of the polling centers. So here, currently at the Mensha South constituency, at the St. Anne's school here, you don't find anyone in the queue. Just that you find people trickling one after the other to cast their vote.
Right. In terms of the numbers, what have we seen so far? Expected number of voters and those who have already cast their ballots?
So in the Ashanti region, in total, we have over 20,000 voters in 52 polling stations in the 47 constituencies. So when you go to the areas here at the Mensha South constituency where I am currently, over 100 people have voted so far. When I left Tafo, over 100 people also have voted when I was leaving the Tafo constituency to the Mensha South constituency. So in the morning, when I was leaving the Swami constituency, about 97 people had voted. But the PCs, that is the parliamentary candidates for the various parties, they are commending the atmosphere how the atmosphere is clean and calm.
Very
and
well.
They wish that on Saturday things will be the same.
Very well, thank you so much. That's Hafiz Tijani. He's a man in the Ashanti region. Let's come back to the Greater Accra and touch base with Akosia Ochre. She is at Lejokuku constituency. Akosia, if you can hear me now, have the two parliamentary candidates for Lejokuku been to the various centers now?
Okay, Ajua, thank you for calling us. So the two parliamentary candidates have not been to the polling station at the Teshi police station where the election for the special voting is taking place. But let me just pick a bite from an interview that I'm having with the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the NDC, in the person of Ashimo.
This expression from some of them, if this election is counted at the end of polls, I can tell you on authority for what I've seen, that NDC is getting 65%, between 60 and 65% in Greater Accra of this special voting. Overwhelmed. We haven't taken anything for granted. We'll mount the ballot box in the ballot place as it is. And I can assure you that we'll do everything in our power as a political party and abide by the CIs, by the rules and regulations of the police and the security services. And I know that by the grace of God, President Mama will be the next president making, and our parliamentary candidates, 25 of them, will also go to parliament.
What do you tell the general public for the 7th one? We've seen what the security and the media people have done here. Very, very peaceful, everything orderly. What are you telling the general public on the 7th that when coming out, they should just replicate?
For the general public, Ghana is all we have. Ghana is our home. Ghana is the most beautiful country in the whole world. And I pray and I advise electorate, I advise the Ghanaian people that let's maintain this peace, this process, the way it has gone since morning.
So that's the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Emmanuel Ni Ashimo, speaking to Akosia Ochre from the Lejokuku constituency. You are still listening to the Citi Prime News. When we return, we'll take you to Tamale South constituency, where we understand some 3 persons who were expected to vote have not been able to do so. We have that and other stories coming up shortly. Please stay.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Channel 1 TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on Channel 363. On GoTV, we're on Channel 117. And on HD+, get us on Channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search. But take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box, like the DSTV and HD+ boxes. Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Yeah, welcome back to the bulletin. Let's continue our monitoring of the special voting exercise and move to the northern region, where some 3 persons were expected to vote in the special voting happening in Tamale South were not able to cast their ballot due to the absence of their names from the list of voters. We are joined by our northern regional correspondent, Shawana Yusuf, to provide more on this. Shawana, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, good afternoon.
Has this situation been rectified and have the 3 persons been able to vote?
Well, so for the 3 persons from Tamale South, they weren't able to vote, comprising of 2 military officers and a fire officer. They came and then their names were not on the list of voters for today. We understand that one of them indicated that he had to do the registration from the national level, the EC office in Accra, because they gave them a link through their office platform where they filled in the details and they were expecting to have found their names at the constituency level today to enable them cast their ballots. With the other 2, their names are nowhere to be found because they also said they registered through the regional office of the EC instead of the constituency level. So what we understand is that if they are not able to vote today, most likely their names would appear on the absentee voter list for the special voters come December 7, where they will have the opportunity to vote. This is the information I get from an anonymous official of the Electoral Commission who spoke to Channel 1 News.
Very well. Now, has voting ended in any of the centers? Earlier, you indicated that the Kalpohini was expected to close by noon.
Currently, I'm at the Tamale Central Center, which is happening at the Jubilee Park. Voting hasn't ended. Out of 679 people they are expecting to come and vote today, we have only 385 people who have casted their ballots as at noon. The Tamale North, where they have the least number, which is about 187 people expected to vote in that center.
Right.
They are also yet to close because all of them haven't appeared yet, and they are still there trying to see if they will get more people to come cast their ballots.
Very well. Thank you so much. That's Shawana Yusuf. She is reporting to us from the northern region. Let's stay in the north, this time in the east. And the Tripoli constituency in the northeast region, the National Democratic Congress parliamentary candidate for the area, Seidu Alajo, has expressed satisfaction with the process so far. He made the comment when he visited a special voting center at Tripoli polling station, where a total of 323 voters are expected to cast their ballots today.
The process is going on smoothly. There's no challenges so far. I'm really impressed. I pray that it continue like that on Saturday when the general public comes out to cast their ballot or to cast their votes. So I pray that it goes smoothly like that and peacefully. Chereponi, we love peace. We are peace-loving people. We are people who appreciate peace. So let's continue in that target so that at the end of the day, the victory will be for Chereponi. It's not going to be for one candidate. We are all going to win together and then develop Chereponi together. We are one people. We love each other, and it's the Ghana we want to build, and it's the Chereponi we want to develop as well. So I encourage all my supporters and my followers to embrace peace during this crucial election.
That's the NDC parliamentary candidate for Tripoli, Seidu Alajo. Well, voting is ongoing in the Boko Central constituency despite sporadic gunshots that erupted in the area earlier in the day. Voters, we understand, are queuing inside the Boko Divisional Police Station under heavy security protection. Some of the residents have been speaking to City News over the conflict situation and how worrying it is for them.
It is possible that elections could be called off in Boku. So what we have to do is to work assiduously to...
We apologize for that queue. We'll bring you that in our subsequent bulletins. But away from that and still on elections, the president of the Ghana Journalists Association, Albert Jumfo, has served notice that the association would not accept attempts by the Electoral Commission to place a cap on journalists covering the elections. The EC has directed its staff at district and regional levels to select media houses for accreditation to its collation centers to ensure public safety and address congestion. Now, this directive has been fiercely fought by the media. The Electoral Commission has since released over 4,500 accreditation cards to media houses. Now, speaking to City News on the City Breakfast Show, GJA President Albert Jumfo said the accreditations will be returned to the EC unless he heeds to calls to remove the limit.
Committed themselves even before so,
Mr. President, I take your assurances to mean that there is no basis for the capping because we've not been told whether any other group is going to be capped, and if there's anybody or group that is going to allow the election to be transparent, free and fair, the media is critical. So to claim that there's overcrowding, which is not true, at collation centers, and therefore you are going to give 4,500 other cards, and then you don't even have that. How are you going to distribute those cards? What's the basis for your distribution?
We are not going to work with that. I have told you, we do delivery of it yesterday afternoon. If we want to distribute, we would have issued a statement by now. We are not going to work with that, and I've made that clear. It's either if the EC is not going to cooperate with us on this matter, we will only return those 4,500 cards back to them to do their distribution. Call the media houses, give it to them. Select it. Do your this. How are you going to even what model are you going to use? It even selected with the media houses. And from what we saw, we realized that they just, from the 4,500, they only increased the capping. They only increased the circular that came out by, I think, 4 media houses or whatever. And we saw it and we said, no.
So that's the president of the Ghana Journalists Association, Albert Jumfo. Now, concerns have been raised over the locations of the final rallies of the two major political parties, the National Democratic Congress and the New Patriotic Party, all scheduled for Thursday. While the NDC is set to hold its rally in Medina, the NPP's rally is expected to take place at the University of Ghana Sports Directorate Park. Now, given the proximity of these two venues, there are concerns about potential traffic disruptions and possible clashes between supporters of the two parties. Now, however, Haruna Mohammed, a Deputy General Secretary of the NPP, speaking to Citi News, expressed confidence that there will be no chaotic scenes. He assured that the relevant security agencies have been properly informed and are prepared for the events.
This is the first time I'm hearing that the NDC has a rally also on Thursday, and they are doing it at Medina. We have officially made known our rally 4 or 5 days ago that we are doing at Legon at the Sports Directorate. We don't intend to gather so many people because the election is very close. It's not going to be a rally just as like those ones we have at Manjagona and those we had at the Trade Fair Center. We are very focused. We have informed the security agencies. All arrangements leading to this particular rally has been done. I don't know the cause of worry that is going to. Once all of us are very civil and we make sure that we stay true to the rules of the game, I don't think that is going to bring any difficulty at all.
You heard Haruna Mohammed. He is the Deputy General Secretary of the NPP. Meanwhile, Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, Mustafa Gbande, for his part, said no clashes are anticipated.
I think that basically security should be up and doing. NPP and NDC, we are not enemies. We are not at war. Okay, we are going for an election. An election requires that everybody does what they have to do. And that is what exactly we are doing. Nobody will take the law into their hands. NDC supporters are very disciplined, very focused. They know that you cannot take the law into your own hands. But we have told our supporters to protect and defend themselves at every stage. They should not leave that for anybody else. So I can assure you that our supporters are going to focus on the purpose and not on MPP. And that we would be in the position to combat any threat that confronts us head on. Beyond that, I think that it's a friendly differentiation. It will not lead into any altercation.
You heard the Deputy General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, Mustafa Gbande. We'll move now from election-related stories, and the board chairman of the National Health Insurance Authority, Dr. Ernest Kwaku, says despite a few challenges with some of the selected centers for the free dialysis treatment, which started on December 1, the initiative is running smoothly as funds have been dispersed to ensure its success. Now, the free dialysis treatment for patients was announced by the NPP flag bearer and Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia as part of efforts to include free dialysis treatment on the National Health Insurance Scheme. Speaking to Citi News, Dr. Ernest Kwaku says strict measures and strategies will be implemented to ensure the sustainability of this initiative and provide relief for kidney patients.
We had our officers visit some of the centers, and so far it's going well. By all means, you know that there are what we call feeding problems and initial hiccups. For instance, 1 or 2 other centers said their heads had not formally communicated to them for the beginning, so they were attempting to kind of charge directly, and then we had to intervene. But so far, I think that because we had an extensive stakeholder engagement, it's going well. Our plan is that we'll continue to find the money and budget specifically for it in our next year budget. It doesn't matter which succeeding board takes over. Once we make the plan, it will follow. One thing about the insurance is that if the condition is accepted onto the benefit package, then by law it is established. We have every confidence that this is going to be sustainable and is going to be on the scheme just like other conditions have been. Done monitoring evaluation at the sites, we've accredited them, and we know we can do it, and we are very happy about this.
That's the board chairman of the National Health Insurance Authority, Dr. Ernest Kwako, ending today's edition of the Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studio in Adabraka, Accra. You can log on to citinewsroom.com for more stories. Join us also using the hashtags CitiVerify, hashtag GhanaPost 2024, and hashtag Election Bureau for all your election-related stories. My name is Ajuatin Kramadum, and I thank you for your company. Good afternoon.
City News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302-224959 and get interactive on Facebook, City 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at City 973.